Probabilities from table data. The data below relates to the number of children in families in Josie's class. Calculate the relative frequencies. So we can see that there are 24 students in the class. So what we mean by relative frequency is, so if we look at one child, there are 6 of those out of the 24. So we can express that as a decimal, but first of all, I'm just going to write here 6 out of 24. And of course, that is 0.25. The next one is 10. There's 10 out of 24. So I'm going to put that as 10 out of 24. And 10 out of 24 gives us 0.416 recurring. Then we've got 5 out of 24. 5 out of 24 is just half of the last answer, or we can just calculate it again, but divide by 2, 0.2083 recurring. And then we have 2 out of 24 gives us 0.083 recurring. And finally, 1 out of 24, which is half of the last answer, 0.0416 recurring. And of course, all of those would add up to 1. The relative frequencies are basically probabilities based on the data we have. So they must add up to 1, because if this is all of the children in the class, 24, then every possible outcome is listed here, and therefore the probability of all of them added together must come to 1. What is our estimate of the probability that families have more than 3 children? So that's probability of 4 or 5. So we can add those together, 4 or 5. So that's going to be 2 out of 24, add 1 out of 24, which is 3 out of 24, which of course is 1/8. Or as a decimal, 0.125. So, what is our estimate of the probability a family has 2 or 3 children? So that's 2 or 3. That's going to be 10 over 24. Add 5 over 24, which is 15 over 24. Let's use the calculator to simplify this one. So we've got 15 out of 24, which is 5/8. And we can express that as a decimal on the calculator as well, just by hitting this button here. So it's 0.625. What is our estimate of the probability that a family has less than 4 children? So probability less than 4, and of course that's going to be 1, 2, or 3. So I know that 2 or 3 was 15 out of 24. And all I need to do is add 1 to that. So that's going to be 21 out of 24. Again, it does simplify quite easily, but let's just use the calculator so we can get both the fraction and the decimal nice and quickly. So 7 out of 8, which is 0.875.